What is up? Your boy is back, and today we're gonna talk about plumbing. We're gonna talk about some very basic laundromat plumbing. I just got off work, so I'm a little tired, but we're gonna make a video. We're talking about plumbing today, so stick around. You might learn something. You might unlearn something. Let's figure it out. So when it comes to laundromats, every laundromat, I have my broom as my pointer stick. Right, water comes in from outside the building, and behind this arcade machine there is a shutoff valve. I call it the main shutoff valve. If I wasn't so tired, I would show you exactly what that valve looks like. It's nothing more than an ordinary valve. I'll post a picture of it somewhere on the video, but check it out. Water comes from the outside. The city provides the water, comes from the outside, and it hits that main shutoff valve. That main shutoff valve controls water to all of the laundromat. So if I want the laundromat to no longer have water because I want to do maintenance on it, I close that valve and then I drain the line. But because that valve is open, it's in the open position, water goes up. That's right, water will go up against gravity and does this through magic and pressure, and the line will continue to go this way. So this is the line that carries my water, and we're just gonna keep following it. Okay, right here, as you can see, it branches off, right? It goes into two different directions. The plumbing will continue to go this way into that wall, and then plumbing will go this way straight towards the rest of the laundromat. See, there it is right there, and it goes down that way. It does that for a reason. So let's figure out why it does that. Let's go down this path and into the wall. Behind that blue door right there is a boiler. Now, I'm no professional plumber, but I can tell you the very basics of what a boiler does. A boiler would take cold water, right? Because this water in the pipe is cold. It will heat it up, and then it will store that water within the boiler. So that way, when people in the laundromat, when they choose to have hot water in their washing machines, the boiler, remember that guy? He provides them with hot water. So let's check it out. Cold water comes in through this pipe. Let's see what's behind this blue door. Hopefully there's no one sleeping in here and I don't get murdered. Okay. To this boiler. This boiler, through magic and gas, heats up your water and it stores it, like I said earlier, and it goes through all the little pipey pipes, and back out the door. Back out the pipe on this side of the plumbing, okay? See, now we have two lines, right? We have the one that went this way, we have the one that goes off that way, and now this is now the hot water. This line right here. So let's try to stay focused. Hot water has now come out that door, and it's in this pipe. This is my hot water pipe. This pipe, because it was not going through the boiler, is still my cold water pipe. Both pipes run down the entire length of my laundromat. And here's another thing to keep in mind. My piping is exposed. Right? It's not hidden anywhere. It's not hidden in the wall. It's not hidden in the roof. It's not hidden underground. My piping is exposed, which the benefit to having exposed piping is that if there's ever a leak, you literally will see it, right? If for some reason there was a leak right here in this pipe, guess what? There'd be a giant puddle of water right here, and I'd show up one day and I'd see puddle of water on the floor, and I'd be like, what the hell is that puddle of water doing there? And I would immediately look up and I'd say, boom, there's my drip. There's an issue right there. So it makes troubleshooting very easy when all of your piping is exposed. One of the downsides to exposed piping is that some people think it looks less aesthetically pleasing to the eye, right? There's a lot more things going on here. It's more cluttered. Possibly, and we'll get into this a little bit later. As you can see, I have other valves here that customers could, in theory, mess with, but nobody has ever messed with the piping. So let's continue with our plumbing situation here. This was the hot water plumbing. Remember, this one is the one that came out of the wall from the boiler. So we can follow this line. We just continue to follow it and boom, we reach another branch in the piping. This is like a T-fitting, right? So this hot water will go down the pipe, down this pipe, and into this valve right here. If you ever wanted to do maintenance on this section, right, on these machines right here, if you ever wanted to do maintenance on this, you could literally just close the pipe off at this junction right here, drain the rest of the line, and now you're free to do any kind of plumbing that you need in this bulkhead section right here. Hot water, remember? We came from the boiler. This guy right here, cold water. This was the other line, the one that was not to the boiler. Every washing machine, every single one, no matter where you go to, has cold water and they have hot water. And that's all there really is. There's nothing else. There's just two genders of water, damn it. Just two genders of water. Okay. So we have our hot, we've got our cold, we've got these valves that allow us to cut off the system and do maintenance in here. Perfect. And this setup right here repeats itself times 4. The piping will continue to run down that way. You'll get hot and cold into those machines. These are just bulkheads I covered up, but if I wanted to put in more washing machines, I could do it right here. As you can see, there's piping that goes into it. Also, same thing with this guy. More room for washers. Now, let's go over here to this section real quick, because I want you to see two different styles of valves. There's this type of valve right here which you can rotate, and this is the kind of valve that you normally see like on a garden hose. These, they suck. If you can avoid these, avoid them. Do not get them for your laundromat. This is more like a lever type of valve. They both do the same thing, but this is a lever. You literally just, it's open, it's closed, it's open, it's closed. With these, they break a lot because they rotate. These suck. You kind of have to like, you don't know if you're fully closed, you don't know if you're fully not closed. This, it's just straightforward, open, close, open, close. So always go with the lever type over this rotational. Let's make our way back here. I want you to notice something about these machines. Here, we can see it from this side. You see that washer that's right in front of me? Earlier in this video, I said that there's only two genders of water. There's hot, and then there's cold. So why do you see 3 hoses to 1 washing machine? Did I just lie to you earlier? Is there 3 genders of water? No, so check it out. I'm gonna try to zoom in so you can see this better. Perfect. This is our hot water line. As you can tell by the picture of the faucet and the red arrows, this is meant for hot water. You will connect your hot water to this side of the washing machine. This is cold water. You can tell by the blue arrows. This is where your cold water gets hooked up to. And this mysterious third one, which has I'm stroking out, bro, which has a red, a blue, and a black in the middle. This is for your tray, right? So the water, let's zoom back out. The water that goes into this guy right here is your tray. You can have that set to cold water, or you can have that set to hot water, but it makes no sense to have it set to hot water because you're going to put a lot of work on your boiler. It's going to cost you more money just to have hot water go into your soap dispense tray, whatever you want to call this, right? So I always put cold water. Now, those are bigger machines. Those are our 45s. These are our 20s. I know a lot of laundromat owners say, always go bigger, never go small. But that's not true. You really have to know your market. Because in my market, my small machines are rock stars. Oh, what's this? There's only 2 hoses back here. But Claudio, you just showed me a 3-hoser over here. These 20-pound Electroluxes, they only have hookups for cold and hot water. So by default, you will put cold water into your soap dispense trays. Do not use hot water for this. You'll be losing money if you get those mixed up. All right, we're not done yet with plumbing. let's get in here. Yes, it is very messy down here. I haven't had much time to clean up, but this is a part of your laundromat that people will never ever see, and they just shouldn't see. All right, so we're down here in the plumbing. As you can see, because this laundromat was a laundromat that was taken over, right? I didn't build this stuff. You can see these pipes, they're looking pretty rough, right? Like that green stuff, it shouldn't even be on there, but they still work, so we're gonna keep using them. All right, so we're down here. We have our hot side and we have our cold side, remember that. And then we get to these little valves. That's a valve right there. It's nice and gold because I installed it. And it's like a lever valve, right? It's open, it's closed, there's no rotation to it. Each hose gets its own little valve, right? So so this is the hot. If I wanted to close off the hot water to this specific washing machine, I go to this valve and I rotate it and I close off the water to that place, allowing me to do maintenance or whatever I need to do. But let's take another look right here. So this is the valve, the gold is the valve, right? On this side, this is the connection. This is where we connect the valve to the hot water line. There are only so many connection points that were inside my laundromat, right? So let me try to explain this better. Let's say there were 20 connection points, right? There's 20 of these, which would allow me to put 20 valves, which would allow me to connect 20 hoses, right? But earlier in this video, I showed you that these big boys have 3 connection points. They need 3. They need 3, 3, 3, 3. And these guys, because they were smaller, they only needed 2, right? So as you can see, I have more hoses, right? I have more spots than I have connection points. Does that make sense? Like these washing machines, there's more hoses over here than I had junction, like places where I could connect it to my existing plumbing. So what I needed to do, and I don't see them on this side so much, and maybe I'll have to show you on the other bulkhead, because the other bulkhead, all the machines are big. So here, let me try to do it on this side. Right there, there's one right there. Hold on. Sorry guys, I'm trying to lift this thing up with one hand. Right here. You see that? Where's my pointer stick at? Right over there. Pointer stick. One junction. But this valve now has 2 stems on it, allowing me to hook up more hoses. Because my machines are very big and they require 3 hoses, this is how you get around having, let's pretend you have 20 junction points, 20 connection points, but you need maybe like 26 because you have hoses, because you have washing machines that require 3 hoses. They make valves that branch off in these little Ys, allowing you to hook up more hoses. I hope I did an okay job at explaining that. If not, then just go ahead and ask your questions and I'll try to do a better way of explaining it. All right. Now, if you're very observant, you'll see that I've got black hoses, right? These are made of rubber. And then I have these silver metallic hoses. They're made of not rubber. They're made of metals. So the question should be like, hey man, why did you do that? Why didn't you go with all rubber? Why didn't you go with all metal? And I'll be honest with you. They say, right? They, like who the fuck is they? I don't know. They say that the metal is better because it lasts longer than these black hoses. These black hoses were cheaper, so they don't last as long. They may leak, and then these silver hoses, they're just gonna last you longer. And then there's some silver hoses that they have a special design within like this area right here, to where if they detect like a leakiness, they'll close off. It's kind of crazy. But I didn't go with those. I went with these silver hoses from Amazon, and I believe these were from Home Depot. But listen, if you're gonna go and buy hoses, I strongly suggest that you do not buy them from Home Depot, because the pricing of hoses at Home Depot is crazy. You'll get these way cheaper off Amazon. Also, off Amazon, they'll allow you to buy much longer hoses than what they offer at Home Depot. So look at this hose. Like this hose, look how far it has to go to reach a cold or to reach the hot side of the plumbing. So for the hoses, for sure go to Amazon, buy 4 or 5 feet in length of hoses, because it's always better to have more hose than less hose. If you know, you know. And then we're almost going to wrap this video up, because we're already 16 minutes long and you probably already tuned out. This is a drain trough. This here's a drain trough. It is in the ground, and then all the washers drain into the drain trough. I love having a drain trough because behind these this cover right here is the old school style plumbing with all the PVC pipes, and they kind of go like this, and it's just so much networking. It's such a clutter, it's such a headache. Those things get clogged up, and when they clogged up, then water starts to back up. But this is a beauty. It does a really good job at not clogging up. And so all it is it's a box. It's a PVC pipe or PVC type of box, and inside the box, it is not leveled, right? Pretend my arm was level. It's not leveled. It's actually at a slight incline like this, so that when the water drains out and into my arm, gravity naturally will feed it downwards here into my traps. I got some traps right here. I got more traps in here, into those traps. And those traps, they collect all the dirt and lint and coins and anything else that so somehow made it through the washing machine. It gets trapped in those traps. And then that way, the line that goes out to your sewage doesn't ever get clogged up. You catch all that junk right here. It's really important to keep those clean, because if you don't keep those clean, you'll start to notice a nasty smell in your laundromat. And if you don't, my lint traps are outside. Those are lint traps. Those aren't like the sewage. Those are lint traps, and you have to have like a special company come by and clean out your lint traps. At least here in Houston you do. Not everywhere else, but here in Houston they force you to have your lint traps cleaned out. So whenever the laundromat stinks, I know, hey, it's the damn lints. Like either it's time to have that done again, have that service provided, or the smell's coming from here. And I think that's it for plumbing. Honestly, it's pretty straightforward. You have your hot, you've got your cold, you've got a boiler. I could have gone into further detail about the boiler, because a lot of laundromat people, they like to do the tankless system, right? So that's kind of like hot water on demand. And my only thing with that is this. If you have a boiler, right? Let's say you take over a laundromat and you already have a boiler, or you're a laundromat owner and your boiler is still working good, I don't see a reason to do that, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If for whatever reason your boiler goes out in the future, then okay, maybe now it's time to have that conversation. Or, whatever happens to your boiler, it shits the bed, now it's time to have that conversation. But if it's working fine, I don't really see the benefits of a tankless system being that much more better that you have to go drop $5,000 because you really got to have it, right? It's more of a need, or it's more of a want than a need. That's it. That's the video. The video's almost 20 minutes long. As you can see, it's pretty messy in here. Yesterday was Tuesday, or yesterday was Wednesday, and it's pretty busy for a Wednesday. And a little side story. So the plumbing video is done. All right. If you were here for the plumbing's over. Just a little side story now. Just you and me. As you know, I call the cops all the time for my laundromat, because stuff goes down at the laundromat. Homeless people like to show up. They like to throw protein shakes in my face. And the other day, I was just on my camera, just looking to see what's going on the laundromat, and I saw the fire department was out there. There's some firefighters right here, and there's like 4 or 5 cops, and they're standing right here. And then there's a dude sitting in the chair, and it looks like he was kind of like resisting a bit, and then eventually they put the handcuffs on him and they took his ass out. And I was like, well, hell yeah. But then I thought about it, and I said, how come every single time that I've called the cops, they have never shown up? Cops will never show up to my location. But whenever a customer calls the cops, or some rando calls the cops, they show up immediately. So, I don't know what it is. If I can find that video of the cops arresting that dude, I'll throw it up on this video at the very end. That's it for the video. If you got any questions, go ahead and ask them in the comment section. I'm going to make another video here very soon on how you can actually reach out to me via email, so look out for that. Also, we lost a legend recently. I'm sure everybody knows by now. Following Keenan, he has passed away. It was reported that it was a heart attack, but condolences to the family. Keenan was an absolute legend in this business. I was a huge fan of his, still a huge fan of his. I'm gonna stay subscribed to his channel forever. That dude, he posted some amazing videos. He was my number one pick as far as YouTube laundromat people went, to show you the realities of what it was like to be a laundromat owner. He would show you dealing with homeless people, fixing these machines up. He had multiple stories. Great guy. From what I got from his videos, he was a great guy. He was super genuine. The community loved him. The laundromat owners loved him. Can't say enough good things about Keenan. Keenan, rest in peace. You're the man.